Is Joel Embiid better than Giannis Antetokounmpo right now? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is League Talk. My name is Kamia. On here, I make videos pertaining to the NBA. I break things down analytically. I give my thoughts and opinions. If you're into that kind of thing, then this is the channel for you. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and leave your comments down below. And I'm going to get to them. Happy All-Star Weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying all the festivities, watching the skills challenge. The All-Star game is tomorrow. So on and on and on. I love this weekend when it comes to basketball. But yeah, let's jump into this. It's time we debate who is better between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid. This video has to be made because while watching those two play the other night, the Bucks and the 76ers play the other night, I kept asking myself, who's the better of the two, right? And it is a very important question that we answer and we talk about. Also, a lot of people have discussed this. A lot of thought has gone into this. Giannis, for example, after winning a championship last year and winning back-to-back MVPs, people were ready to crown him as the best player in the world, and with good reason. I heard this mostly on talk shows that Giannis was the best player in the world, but is that true, right? This is a title, best player in the world. This is a title that's been held by historically LeBron James ever since like 2007. LeBron has been the definitive best player in the league, the face of the league, the face of basketball. Even when Kobe was in his prime, LeBron, was giving him a run for his money. And so this is a very important thing and a very big thing to be crowned the best player in the world. But on the other hand is Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid always had the potential to be the best player in the world, but injuries and having a fragile body kept him from properly claiming that title and taking it to the next level and showing us exactly what he can do. And unlike Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid isn't as decorated. And isn't as decorated is an understatement, right? Because Joel Embiid does not have an MVP to his name, let alone a championship. While on the other hand, Giannis has won back-to-back MVPs, one of only a few players in NBA history to do that. And he's just coming off the NBA championship last year against a really good team, the Phoenix Suns. So Giannis is decorated. But this year, Joel is showing us exactly what he can do when given the opportunity, when his body does not fail him or betray him. He is giving us a piece of performance, a piece of work that is for the ages. And he's doing this by being the front runner for the MVP and also leading his team to a 35-23 record to secure the third spot in the Eastern Conference, an Eastern Conference that is much stronger than it has been historically. So it only makes sense to debate this question. One, we have a player who is the front runner for the MVP. On the other hand, we have a player who was crowned the best player in the NBA or the best player in the world because of winning the championship and LeBron aging and LeBron not being the best player in the world anymore. So yeah, and the two players are very similar, but at the same time, they're very different. They're similar in the sense that they're both big men. So what that means is the way in which they score is very similar. It would be a very different story if I was comparing, let's say, Giannis Antetokounmpo to a player like Stephen Curry. The way Stephen Curry scores and the way Giannis Antetokounmpo scores are completely different, right? But luckily, these two are big men. They both get the majority of their points in and around the paint, inside, and they dominate, and they use their large stature, their large bodies to get their points. But they're different in the sense that one is more athletically gifted while the other one has a more of a finesse, skills-based approach to the game. In my opinion, Joel Embiid right now is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm just gonna come out here and say it. And I want to stress the right now part very clearly because legacy is a different story completely. And here's why I think Joel is better than Giannis right now. It all comes back to what I said, athleticism versus skills versus finesse. In my opinion, a large part of why Giannis Antetokounmpo is able to score so easily is mainly due to how tall and how athletic he is. And that is not a knock on him. It's just to contrast what makes Joel better than him. Like, he's still great. It is still amazing what Giannis does with his body, right? The amount of points that he can get, right? Joel, as opposed to Giannis, is more skilled and thus, to me, better than Giannis. He's more skilled in these areas. Shooting, number one. Joel is a better shooter overall. Mid-range shooting, three-point shooting, free throw shooting, you name it. And secondly, too, Joel is way better in discipline when it comes to posting up and using footwork to get the job done, to get more points. And this matters to me, right? Because skills versus athleticism, in my opinion, skills will always come out on top. You will last longer in the league, you're more versatile. For example, I'm gonna switch to guards here. Players like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, right? These players, they rely mostly on their athleticism to get the job done, as opposed to guards like Stephen Curry, James Harden. That second batch of point guards that I named, they last longer and they're harder to stop. Why? Because athleticism wanes away as you age. And if you go through your career solely depending on your athleticism, the game's gonna move away from you. You are going to be less of a force, less of a threat on the floor. Take Russell Westbrook, for example, and contrast him with someone like James Harden or Stephen Curry. Russell Westbrook, the game has moved away from Russell Westbrook. Why? Because Russell Westbrook has never, ever had to actually develop his skills. Skills like passing, shooting, being disciplined, having good handles, being able to take care of the ball. As opposed to Stephen Curry, the game has come to Stephen Curry. It comes to him very naturally. Stephen Curry is built for today's league, right? He shoots the ball well. You are rewarded. As you age, your shooting remains the same. It's not gonna wane. So guys that can shoot last longer in the league. You just have to take a look at guys like Kyle Korver, Ray Allen. They age like fine wine, while guys who rely solely on their athleticism age like milk. Because as you age and you never actually take time to develop your skills and your athleticism goes away, you become more and more and more useless. And so that applies here. Giannis gets most of his points because he's just a freak of nature. He relies on that, right? And I know James Harden once took a shot at him, right? James Harden once said, I wish I was just tall and could dunk the ball all the time, right? Well, there's gonna come to a point where you're just gonna slow down. Your body's just not gonna be what it used to be. But Joel Embiid, that skill doesn't go away. He will always be able to shoot mid-range. He will always be able to get in the paint, even if he can't score like he used to in the paint, still go to the line and make his free throws, right? So overall, over a period of time, Joel Embiid will take the cake. But both players are also similar in the sense that they both garnered comparisons to Shaquille O'Neal. Giannis, because of how just freakishly dominant he is, like Shaquille O'Neal was, Giannis is a freak of nature. He is a specimen of a human being. And for Joel Embiid, in Danny Green's words, Joel Embiid is like Shaquille O'Neal, but with great footwork and great touch. And although both players are almost averaging 30 points, Joel Embiid averaging 29.6 points and Giannis averaging 29.4 points, and the way you score matters. The method in which they get their points matter. And this is why, like I said, Giannis Antetokounmpo, because he isn't as skilled as Joel Embiid is, and because he gets his point largely, he gets most of his points largely in one way, he's easier to stop. And we've seen this, right? We've seen this happen when the Bucks lost to the Toronto Raptors in 2019. All it took to render Giannis Antetokounmpo obsolete was create a wall between him and the basket that he couldn't just bulldoze his way through, and he was rendered useless. And the minute the Toronto Raptors utilized that strategy, the Bucks never won another game in that series. As opposed to if he was skilled like Joel Embiid, instead of just trying to bulldoze his way and go dunk, if he had other skills, he could shoot from outside. That makes him more of a lethal threat now. Guys would have to come up to him now to guard him, and as they came up to him, the middle will be open. So that matters. The way you get your points matters. And because Joel Embiid is more skilled, he's able to be more versatile and thus be more lethal on the floor. And to me, makes him a better player than Giannis Antetokounmpo. And to me, I'd choose him over Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that's why I think Joel Embiid is better than Giannis Antetokounmpo right now. And that's right now, because legacy-wise is a whole nother story, right? Giannis has a championship to his name and 2 back-to-back MVPs. Joel Embiid has never touched MVP, never touched an accolade that's outside of first team overall or all-star. That's it. That's all he's won. Maybe this year Joel will start catching up to Giannis Antetokounmpo by winning the MVP, of which he is a front runner for. But we have to stress that it's only half the season, right? Joel could also not win the MVP. right? Because there's a lot of factors, a lot of variables that could play against him. For instance, he's got a new star beside him in James Harden. This could affect the way he plays. This could affect the numbers that he puts up, his points. He could be frustrated. He could go left. It could not be what he expected. And also, historically, Giannis has been more durable than Joel Embiid. So this could work against Joel Embiid. For all we know, Joel Embiid could get injured next week. He's more likely to than Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Because historically, he's just missed more games than Giannis has due to injury. So that is the thing that works against him. But other than that, if we're talking about just talent-wise, right, skills-wise, to me, Joel Embiid is definitely better than Giannis Antetokounmpo right now, and I'd much rather have him on my team. But again, those are my opinion. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think is better? Do you think my opinion is bogus? Do you think, I don't know what I'm talking about? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and click here to watch how good are the Brooklyn Nets post-trade deadline. And until next time, kids.